Welcome back to the Swing Vote, where we cover the most pivotal moment of every episode of Survivor 50. This episode saw Dee getting voted off, and the episode presented the most pivotal moment in her boot being her telling Emily about Rizzo's idol, and Emily telling Rizzo that this happened among other people. So I don't think necessarily that was the one move that led to the downfall of Dee. I think that realistically, the move that her and Camilla made to blindside Jonathan and side with Rizzo to eliminate Charlie was probably much more significant in terms of what led to her boot. So, one of those things that I've been complaining about this season in the new era, despite what Jeff says, that the new era in the smaller tribe sizes lead to players having less room to hide, it really leaves them less room to play, right? So they made this blind side, and it was going into the final, 17? And I'm sure in their minds, they're like, okay, worst case, I have a few days to get Jonathan back on my side. But if that's not going to happen, I can just vote him off, say we lose immunity again. Unfortunately for them, we went into this unheard of 17-person merge that had a blood moon, 3, not tribes, but groups going to tribal council voting people off. And I mean, why would you go on Survivor in the future? Say you're a player, you're about to go film season 51. Actually, they might be filming it now, but you've seen this, you're going to play Survivor 52, and you're in the pre-merge, and you're like, well, I could make this big move, but what if we just merge or swap again? Maybe I'll just make the safe move, which is good for the person's individual game, but bad for us as people who want to be entertained by exciting moves in each and every level of the season. So I think that's really what got Dee. That's really what she unfortunately made a bad call on, and it led to her inevitable demise. You know, Jonathan was obviously out on Dee entirely after that Charlie blindside, voted off Camilla as well, baited Dee into a big argument in front of everybody. And it also kind of goes to show, like, because she told Emily about that and because Emily leaked it, it basically torpedoed any goodwill that she earned from saving Rizzo in the pre-merge, and ended up with Rizzo being able and willing to cut ties with her. And now Tiffany seems to be on an island. And I do think that she won't just be the next boot. I think that savvy players will try to scoop her up. Who will that be? Maybe Cerise Coalition, Cerise Riz God of Oz will scoop Tiffany up. Because I do think if you give loyalty to Tiff, she'll reciprocate. And, you know, she has really nowhere else to go right now. So that's the most interesting part of the deboot. But something that we should also talk about, because this episode Aubrey did play her idol, and that was the last potential idol that could boomerang to the person who originally found it. Obviously, Ozzy and Rizzo have idols, but Genevieve was the one who found both of their idols for them, and they boomeranged nowhere. If they had gotten voted off, now Genevieve's out, so they're just out of the game like regular idol, with the stipulation that you can only play it for yourself here. So with Genevieve going out, and now with Aubrey playing the idol, we have to kind of evaluate whether or not this is a good twist. And I think the idea is interesting. Only in a season with returning players can this actually be interesting. You know, the same note as like fire tokens, where it's like, if you had fire tokens on a normal season, not as interesting, but, you know, Amber gets voted off of Winners at War, she wills her fire token to Rob. That's interesting. And, Natalie to Jeremy, same type of a thing. So I get what they were going for, but I think it's tough for players like Genevieve who found 2 idols. She could have had 2 idols and she would have still been in the game now. And ultimately, Aubrey plays her idol. She didn't necessarily need to, but because everyone was coming for her, she felt compelled to. She didn't get to watch Rizzo last season not play his idol time after time. So ultimately, I don't think the Billie Eilish idol was that important or that good. I think that we could have just gone with regular idols. In terms of like twists for idols, I don't know, probably falls about in the middle, where I'd say like the Tyler Perry idol I dislike the most. I don't like you can play it after getting voted off. A little bit more from that is the combining 2 idols to make a Tyler Perry idol. Okay, that's more interesting, I guess. But as far as twists, I think that Billie Eilish idol probably around there. I like hiding it during the challenges that they did on Second Chance and Cambodia. I think that was really good. I would like that, at least gives the risk of stuff. Also, the Beware Advantage, not the biggest fan of that. So I think they should just go back to hiding idols regularly. It's way more fun that way. So what are your thoughts about this last episode? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you check out our live stream over on Better Radio tonight, probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll be talking about this episode in depth, or you can watch the video on demand here on the channel. I'll upload the VOD at like probably 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern today on Thursday, April 9th. So be sure to check that out. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.